Hello and welcome to Vegetarians and Meat Lovers Split Table Recipes Podcast. My name is Julie Hogue and I'm the host. And today I have a special holiday, no-bake holiday treats episode for you. I'm going to give you some recipes that are super yummy and easy. We all love holiday baking, but sometimes don't you just love those no-bake recipes where they're super easy and super fast and they're good. They're so fun. So I have 3 different things. Well, actually kind of 4. I'm going to share salted chocolate haystacks, yummy, and date balls, which is a recipe my stepmom always has made. And then also the drink, the Grinch. So I have 2 different ones I'm going to share, one with alcohol and one without. So one is a mocktail. I call that one the Heart-Filled Grinch Punch, a Christmas mocktail. And then I will share the one with alcohol. Okay, I don't know about you, but it's been crazy at my house getting ready for Christmas. I, for the first time ever in my life, have wrapped the majority of my gifts already. This is very unusual for me. I sometimes have been wrapping still on Christmas Eve. So this is amazing for me, and I'm really excited that I got myself this organized this year because it doesn't always happen for me. So I basically just have a couple more things to buy for gifts, really small things, and then food. And I'm like, wow, this is what it's like to be organized and ready, and it's just so much less stress. I think it's wonderful. So I don't know where you are in your journey for getting ready for the holidays, but I hope you're in a good place. I make these haystacks, and I've made them different ways over the years. And this year I tried something new, and I really, really liked it. And my family likes it too. And it was adding salt to the chocolate. Oh, it was so good. Okay, so these haystacks are really super easy to make, and you don't bake them. They're a no-bake dessert, a treat, holiday treat. And what you need is 10 ounces of chow mein noodles. Now, I've done the curly ones or the straight, doesn't really matter. 11 ounces of butterscotch chips, 1 bag or about 3/4 of the Hershey's Kisses, the milk chocolate. I bought the 10-ounce bag and sometimes I did use a full bag. Sometimes I just use 3/4. You're going to melt that. And then 3/4 cup peanut butter and 1 tablespoon kosher salt. To taste. Obviously, you can pick how much salt you want to add. So this is so easy, right? And it really looks kind of fun. It looks like a little haystack with a chocolate pile on top or a pile of logs or a bonfire. It kind of reminds me of. And so you're going to melt the butterscotch chips in a pot. Now, I have a melt level on my stovetop, so I used that. You could also do it in the microwave and just keep stirring it, like 30 seconds to a minute, and just keep stirring it. Cook it, stir it until it's fully melted. And then you're going to unwrap all those Hershey Kisses. And like I said, 3/4 of a bag to a full bag of a 10-ounce. And so you're going to have those melted butterscotch chocolate chips. Chocolate chips. Isn't that like a routine thing to say in your brain? You just say chocolate chips. No, butterscotch chips. There's no chocolate chips in this recipe. You're going to take those melted butterscotch chips and you're going to mix it with the 3/4 cup of peanut butter. And then you stir in the chow mein noodles. You kind of need a bowl that you can stir in, like a large bowl. And then you're going to stir it. Basically, that's it. You stir the butterscotch chips in the peanut butter with the chow mein noodles. And then you're going to drop it in spoonfuls onto parchment paper. You're going to melt your Hershey Kisses in the microwave. This I did do in the microwave. You could do it on a pot and melt too. Stirring every 30 seconds until it's fully melted. And I added about half a spoonful of melted chocolate to each haystack and sprinkle with salt as desired. And they will harden on the counter. If you want to speed it up, you can pop them in the fridge to harden. And you can store them in the fridge or on the counter. I tend to like them on the counter, though, because in the fridge they get really hard, which isn't bad, but they can stay on the counter just fine. So that is how you make those. And I'll put that recipe down in the podcast show notes for salted chocolate haystacks. Okay, Now, this date balls recipe is really interesting. My stepmom has been making it for many years, and my mother-in-law came for Christmas one year, and she and her husband fell in love with these date balls, and now she makes them every year herself. So they're pretty easy to make, and they are really good. So what you're going to need for the date balls no-bake recipe: 1 bag of grated coconut, 1 stick of melted butter. She often uses Promise. I don't know if it matters. 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1 cup finely chopped dates, like the small package, 1/2 cup finely chopped nuts, walnuts, or really any nut, 1 beaten egg, 1 teaspoon vanilla, and 2.5 cups of Rice Krispies. Get that little crunch in there. Got sweetness and crunch. It's really good. Dissolve the margarine in a pan, and you want to do it on the stovetop so that it melts. And you're going to add the sugar, the nuts, and the egg over low heat, stirring constantly. When melted, add the vanilla, stir in the dates, and you're going to pour the mixture over Rice Krispies. Stir well. And then you shape them into small balls and roll in the coconut. That's so simple, right? You just get it hot and melty, and then you're going to shape it into balls, and you roll it in coconut, and you're done. Isn't that awesome? I love these no-bake recipes. I've been doing so much baking too. Like, I have made the peanut blossoms, I've made the cutout cookies, and my kids have already devoured them. And I made the haystacks, but my kids have already eaten all of the peanut blossoms and the majority of the cutouts. So I got to make some more. It's not even Christmas yet, right? So it's a good thing I have my wrapping done and my shopping, because I'm going to be making more cookies apparently. Okay. And then, so this is really fun too, the Grinch drinks, the Grinch punch, because, adults are having all these amazing alcohol drinks at the holidays, and the kids are just kind of like, they're not getting it, right? So if you want to make them a mocktail, the heart-filled Grinch punch is a fun holiday beverage. And it's just great. I mean, adults like it too. Like, I love it. I think it's so good. It's a festive holiday drink for the holidays, and it's super easy to make. Okay, this is how you make it. 1 cup of lime sherbet, 1 tablespoon strawberry syrup, like the pancake syrup, and 1/3 cup apple cider, 2 tablespoons of strawberry puree, and 1 strawberry for garnish. So basically how you make it is you just puree 2 fresh strawberries in a food processor to get about 2 tablespoons of puree, and set that aside. Now, this is per drink. So, on my website, I have this, and you can easily do 1 times, 2 times, 3 times to get the appropriate amount of ingredients. And then, so you're going to combine the following in a blender: 1 cup of lime sherbet, 1 tablespoon of the strawberry syrup, the pancake syrup, and 1/3 cup apple cider. Blend until smooth. Add the 2 tablespoons of strawberry puree to the top of the beverage. Stir slightly, but you're going to get a color separation. That's one thing. I think it's just a really pretty looking drink, because most of the red stays on top. You can do a little bit of stirring, but you're going to have that, the color change. So that's really super fun, and it looks really exciting. And then you're going to garnish it with half or a full strawberry on the edge, or like on a stick. And so kids love this too, because it's like green and red. And what I think is super fun is that it's like the Grinch. The Grinch is green, and then his heart is red, and his heart grows. And the strawberry is kind of like the heart, and then there's red at the top. So it's super fun, and your kids will love it. You will love it. I really enjoy it myself. I really thought it was super fun to have this drink. So I will put the links to both of these recipes for the drinks down in the podcast show notes. I don't think I can fit all of these recipes down there. So just click through the link, and then you can get to the Grinch drinks. Now, this adult Grinch drink, Christmas beverage recipe, is another festive red and green one, but this one's a little bit more mixed, but you still see the red coming through the green because you have the pieces of strawberry. So it's so much fun, and you can have a super fun happy hour and include the kids because they can have a mocktail, the mocktail one. And what is so yummy about this is it's a very similar drink to the one I just said, only it's got raspberry vodka in it. Okay, so what do you need? 1 strawberry for garnish, 2 tablespoons of strawberry puree, 1 cup lime sherbet, 1 tablespoon strawberry pancake syrup, 1/3 cup apple cider, and 1/4 cup raspberry vodka. Now that's per drink again. So you can, on my website, there's a thing where you can say multiply times 1, 2, or 3 to get a more, you don't have to do the math. Again, to make this, you're going to puree 2 to 3 fresh strawberries in a food processor to make 2 tablespoons of strawberry puree. Set that aside and add the following to a single serve blender. Now I have one of those like single serve blenders where you just make 1 cup and the entire container is 1 cup. So you could do this in a bigger blender, obviously. So you add the 1 cup of sherbet, 1 tablespoon of strawberry syrup, and 1/3 cup cider, and 1/4 cup raspberry vodka. Blend until smooth. Pour into a glass and add a strawberry puree and stir thoroughly. And this one I did stir. I mean, you could try strawberry on top if you want to have the separation of colors, but this one I did totally mix. And then you add a strawberry to the side of the glass or on a stick for garnish. And you serve it immediately because that's obviously got the sherbet in there. And this one looks fun too. You can see the pictures on my website. It's green, like the lime sherbet, of course. So that's kind of the Grinch. And then it's got red chunks throughout the drink. And again, you know, symbolizing the heart of the Grinch. His heart grows, right? That's just a fun way to enjoy the holidays, enjoy a yummy drink, and celebrate Christmas stuff. I hope you're having an amazing Christmas season, holiday season, whichever you call it. And check me out online. I'm on Instagram as JAHOAG15, Jahog15. Don't ask me why it is that, but it is. I'm on Pinterest, and my website is juliehogwriter.com. And I have an amazing deal for Christmas cards. I just wrote a post on my blog about getting a discount and making Christmas cards. So you can get that discount. I'll put the link to that down in the podcast show notes if you would like to snag that deal. Maybe you've already made your cards, but maybe you like, I know some people who make New Year's Eve cards instead, and you know, that's still an option. Or they have so many other products that you could do. Really amazing things. Like, I really like their custom recipe cards. It's so fun, right? It's really cool. So check them out and see. You might want that discount. And I hope you're having an amazing day. Don't forget to check out my cookbooks. I'm going to put the links to those down in the show notes too. I have 2 cookbooks out there. One is about making quiches, and the other one is a split table recipes cookbook. And I have both of those down in the show notes. And the other thing is my book where I wrote how to do things for your parent if one of your parents passes away. That is free on Smashwords right now. And it's really quite a moving book. You know, when you lose someone over the holidays, I lost my mom right before Christmas when I was a teenager. Any time of year you lose somebody, right? It's really painful and hard to go through. But I focused on, as I got older, I focused on writing a book about celebrating my mom and the memory of my mom. So 40 ways to honor your mom after she has passed away. That is free on Smashwords right now, all the way through the end of the year until January 1st. And it just gives you so many different ideas of how to celebrate the memory. It's kind of a different way to add to working through the grief and finding ways to celebrate them. I kind of think of it how like people have the celebration of life for their loved one that passed away. This is kind of along the same lines where you're celebrating them. And it's a different way to remember them. And I think it's a way to heal and grow. And there's so many different things you can do. So if you are someone who is in that space or you know someone who is, it's a great book to get. It's a really small little book. It's really skinny, but it is so full of things that are so powerful that will really help you. So get that book. It is free as an ebook right now. It is also in a paperback if you would like to purchase a paperback. Go on Smashwords. That's where it's free. Search Julie Hogue and you can search that title and you should be able to download it for free. Okay, well, I hope you have an amazing holiday season. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, all that fun stuff. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have so much yummy food. I hope you enjoy these no-bake holiday treats. I know I do. My family does. And it's a nice little break to give yourself where you're not having to actually pop something in the oven, you're just doing much easier stuff. So, hey, it's a great way to add some extra yumminess that's a little bit easier. Okay, you have an amazing day. And I hope you checked out my candy podcast. I had a conversation this last podcast episode that went live with the man from Candy is Dandy podcast. And we talked about Christmas candy and all different kinds of candy. So he shared some amazing stories about how the holiday candies came to be. So it's really, really interesting. So check that out. It's super fun. All right, you have an amazing day. Love ya. Bye-bye now. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.